climb up the range. We will climb approximately 1 meter in every 50 to an elevation of 327 meters. By the time we reach Kuranda, we will have travelled through 15 tunnels, over 55 bridges, around 98 curves, and through 153 cuttings. We will soon enter a 180-degree turn called Jungara Loop, which is also known as Horseshoe Bend. This curve was built up above the surrounding terrain to allow trains to build speed for the ascent ahead. For photo enthusiasts, as we go into Jungara Loop from the right-hand side of the train, you will have a great photo opportunity of the front or rear of the train as we make our way around the loop. For your safety, please do not place any part of your body outside of the carriage doors or windows. During the Second World War, this area was the site of a large staging area for troops about to embark for the Pacific Theatre of War. Also located here was a large military hospital and a malaria research facility. Some brave troops volunteered to be infected with the disease in the hope of finding a cure. Northwest of Cairns in 1873. This started a front of gold rush. New townships blossomed across the Atherton tablelands, following further finds of gold at Hodgkinson and a rich vein of tin near Herberton. The lifelines of these townships were rough pack-horn tracks up from the coastal ports. However, these tracks proved unreliable, and during the wet season of 1882, thousands of people came close to starvation. A railway over the mountains was decided the most reliable supply route, and so started one of the most successful projects in the history of Australia. Some built over ravines, several hundred meters deep. you may see the outline of Green Island against the sea. Below us, you may also see the Barron River as it meanders its way into the Coral Sea through the patchwork of cane fields. Although built to service the mining townships, this railway soon became more popular with sightseers and holidaymakers.
amusement halls, and even a Methodist church. At one time, a lavish 28-room hotel stood in this area, complete with billiard room and a ballroom with a grand piano. At the peak of construction, there were 26 licensed hotels between Redlinch and Kuranda. It must have been thirsty work. This bridge is the tightest curve on the Paranda Range. It is built on an 80-metre radius and provides a spectacular view of the famous Stony Creek Falls. As we approach the bridge, look to the right for a great photo of the bridge. Then quickly look across to the left for another great photo of the waterfall. For your safety, please do not place any part of your body outside of the carriage doors or windows. You will notice the suburb of Cairns below us, where John Robb established his base camp. Mules and pack horses were used to carry supplies up steep slopes to the many work sites. Over time, the base camp became a bustling settlement. By 1888, it even had its own brewery, turning out over 2,000 gallons of ale a week. The rock face was unstable, and as the men made progress, the slope would slip and work would be lost. John Robb had his men dig well into the rock face until a solid foundation could be found. This created the distinctive scar that is a landmark today. As we leave Stony Creek Gorge and enter Barron Gorge, you will notice magnificent views towards Cairns and the coast. The inhabitants of this environmentally and culturally significant region are the Javagai people. The locomotives used on Paranda Scenic Railway have been hand-painted to depict their Dreamtime legend of Budaji, the great carpet snake who carved out the mighty Barron Gorge. At the bottom of the gorge, you may see the Barron Gorge hydroelectric power station. The power of water flowing over Barron Falls was first harnessed in 1935 and was Australia's first underground power station.
So this train was the Kuranda Scenic Railway. Because here in Australia the mountain roads are not the best, so they are a bit old, a lot of potholes in it, and also it may be narrow. But if you don't want to actually walk or to drive here, then you can take the Scenic Railway or the Sky Rail. The Scenic Railway was 2 hours, almost, or 1 hour and 30 minutes. But it was really beautiful, it was really worth it. For 3 of us, 3 adults, $255. It's not too cheap, but this is the price if you don't want to drive up here. There were one falls that we stopped for 10 minutes, and then also a lot of, like, we could see Cairns and also the beach fronts of this area, so it was really beautiful. Now we are in Kuranda, a bit on a hill that you can see from Cairns, and yeah, this small village is really cool. Like, yeah, on this Scenic Railway there was no air conditioning, but because we're going upwards 334 meters, it was a bit of a, like, sometimes it was a chill time, so like a lot of wind came, which was really good. Other times it was a bit too hot. One of our advantage that we are not here during summer, so it is much cooler than in December. So this is the main street here. There are a lot of cafes, shops, restaurants here. A lot of cars, like most of them live here or actually drove up here. And then these are the shops, little restaurants, cafes. And we are still in Australia. Yeah. We are in the bazaar area, and also there are some exhibition now.
Yeah, freshwater bream. Now they are good eating apparently. I'm not eating one, but they put up a good fight. You're fishing them as well. So we've got other couple of turtles you see. We have two species of turtle. We have a craft turtle and a sawshell turtle. Okay, they're the only two species we have in the river. Coloured stripes on his face. Okay, that's cool. And so named, he got named after the Australian Museum curator, Gerard Kraft. He didn't name himself. Now he was great mates with the British Museum curator by the name of Dr. So we do get cassowaries in our rainforest as well. Nice. We all know what a cassowary is, don't we? It's that big bird, got a big blue head, can't miss him. Got a big lump on the top of his head made up of bone. They can be quite dangerous, got some nasty claws on them. Okay, you can surprise one in the bush. What are we looking at? There is a cassowary. What? Oh, wow. Right on cue. See him up there, guys? Oh, right. Yeah. He's still moving, okay? He's not stuck. Wow, right on.
National Park was declared in 1940 and is a section of the West Tropics World Heritage Area. This environmentally and culturally significant region is sacred to the Javagai people. The locomotives used on Cairns Scenic Railway have been hand-painted to depict their Dreamtime legend of Buddhaji, the great carpet snake who carved out the mighty Barron Gorge. At the bottom of the gorge, you may see the Barron Gorge Hydroelectric Power Station. The power of water flowing over Barron Falls was first harnessed in 1935 and was Australia's first underground power station.